Hey, how you doing, guys? ZedEye here. So today I wanted to discuss about The Last of Us Part 1. So the reviewers have finally got an opportunity of showcasing their review for this game, and so this meant that kind of giving us a good impression of what or how this game will perform on day one. So as such, basically, as of this moment recording this video, the Metacritic is on 89 for The Last of Us Part 1 for the PlayStation 5, and this is very high scores indeed. Even though The Last of Us for the PlayStation 3 and also the remaster version, they are indeed higher, well, in terms of higher number than 89, I think they're like in 90s and even above that. It's still a little bit questionable, like, wait, how is it possible that actually this game is lower? Now, I will argue to say that the reasoning is there's not that much big changes that the gameplay has seen in this game, just like what we have expected to see from this game. And again, that is definitely a big minus for this, well, so-called remake that just isn't really a remake. Now again, this meaning that what is a remake and a remaster, right? Of course, personally for me, a remake is something like Mafia 1 and Mafia Definitive Edition, you know, the Mafia games. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2, the remake as well. Demon's Souls remake. You see, these games are remakes. Remaster, I would even say perhaps like Saints Row the Third and Saints Row the Third remastered. Right, and there's many more, of course, like also Mafia 2 and Mafia Definitive Edition. That's a remaster. As such, you know, it's kind of an argument to see, well, is this The Last of Us Part 1 more of a remaster or a remake? And a lot of people will argue and say that now that they have played it, it is more of a remake, and Naughty Dog has done a fantastic job of improving all the things that this game has. But I argue to say that this is more of a high quality remaster. I cannot really say it's a remake because, well, to be honest with you, there's also a question, did this game even need a remake? And it makes sense why they did it. Just because the HBO show, Sony wants to grab on that money on during the HBO show when it will be releasing, and so because they want to have the same kind of success that The Witcher 3 had when The Witcher show came out on, I think it was on Netflix, right? And so The Witcher 3 once again spiked in terms of sales during those months, and it did very, very well once again. It's the same thing that performed well even with the Season 2 release, and The Witcher 3 started getting, well, revenue once again, a big revenue. And as such, like The Last of Us is looking for, at least Sony is looking for similar success with this Last of Us Part 1, and perhaps that's why they made it. Now, I did hear about the rumors that, you know, they were questioning it, like these higher-ups in Naughty Dog saying, like, why is this taking so long and it's becoming so expensive to remake, and perhaps maybe they had to tie it down in terms of, you know, what this game actually has. Because, like, at the end of the day, we have to face the fact that the gameplay of this The Last of Us Part 1 is identical in terms of The Last of Us on the PlayStation 3. Again, that's really your opinion if you want to say that this is a good or a bad thing. Obviously, in terms of a remake, and this game is classified as a remake, that is indeed a bad thing, because that was not changed or improved or done anything towards it, or even added new features such as, like, you know, dodging when you're in a melee combat. It's just like a very weird choices. You cannot jump, you cannot prone. It's just like, what happened there, right? So it's just, you know, they try to cut down on some parts, maybe they with the amount of development time that they needed to make, because like they were concentrating way too long on the quality aspect of this game. And mind you, I'm not gonna deny that this game looks absolutely gorgeous. Like if somebody says this looks like shit, obviously they need to get their eyes checked for sure, or maybe they're just delusional, because that will be the case, because this game is indeed a number one, and well, okay, maybe number one is far-fetched, but I do believe that this is one of the best looking games out there right at this moment. And I'm just gonna, you know, I'm not gonna deny that, because this definitely deserves all the recognition in terms of the quality and the fidelity. And that's great. That is absolutely great. So now let's talk about this, if it's really worth the full price tag. And mind you, you know, experiencing the same game, and pretty much is the same game that you will experience here, that you have already experienced back in 2013, and then once again into 2014 of a remaster version. Now we're experiencing it once again in 2022. It just makes you question, like, wait, if you played this game, will it be even worth picking up with this once again for a full price tag now? I'll have to say no. So far, as of this moment, I'm still convinced to say that I don't believe that this game is worth the full price tag. If they would have reduced the price tag of about, maybe give it like a 40 to 50 pounds, or dollars in this case, right? Then yeah, then that might be a different situation. I think it would be much easier to justify the price tag, and also much easier for a lot of people to pick this game up on day one. But now that there are a lot of people that are not yet convinced that this game is worth the full price tag, they're gonna hold off and wait and pick up this game on a deal. Or perhaps some of the cases they just would not pick this game up at all because they saw that the trailers, the gameplays did not look anything new or innovative in a lot of cases. Now, it's not as if I was even looking for innovation within this game, but at least I was looking for some kind of add-ons towards its gameplay. And that is simply never came into fruition, even though Naughty Dog has clarified that they have made improvements towards the gameplay, but that's just unfortunately not the case. It's not true. It's been already clarified by multiple reviewers and trusted reviewers that you can definitely trust, but like all of them said that the gameplay is identical that the one that you have already experienced back in the PlayStation 3 era for The Last of Us back in 2012, right? No, 2013. And as such, it's just kind of makes you question, like, wait, should I even bother picking this game up? And as such, as of this moment, I have not yet played the game. I will say wait on deal, wait on sale. Now, of course, if you're first time coming and want to experience this game for the very first time, yes, definitely, this is 100% worth the full price tag then, in this case. But if you're a fan of this game, or perhaps you already played it once or twice, then that might be quite a tough sale. But again, it's up to you to make that kind of decision. Like everyone says, vote with your own wallet. And this really is, like, you know, the case in this case. The case in this case, great English. So it's kind of questionable decisions as well in terms of the future of the PlayStation. What would they be doing next? And I'm kind of worried that they may start sticking with far more successful IPs and make remakes of them and kind of half-ass them in some cases. But again, with The Last of Us, like, it's such a big success that The Last of Us had, I don't know what else or what kind of other big game that they could actually remake that came out relatively late or later. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, and I hope that this is the last of what we will be experiencing in terms of the remakes. But you never know. It's cooperation, it's normal, it's development, it's business, it's money, it's profit. So it's not about the consumer, it truly is not. As long as the consumer buys the shit, pays the money for it, that's all that matters, unfortunately. It's not about what we want, it's about what or how much they can squeeze in terms of the money and profit for themselves. It makes sense. Everyone does it, it's normal. Xbox does it, PC does it, and all the other publishers does it. It's a normal kind of thing anyway, unfortunately, of course. Alright, that's all I wanted to have a little bit of discussion regarding of this game. Do let me know what you think about it after seeing so many reviews that have already published regarding this game. And yeah, I'd love to read it. Okay, like and subscribe, see you guys all, and have a wonderful day.